Hey, listen here. Did you know that it costs an average of 3,500 for an average person in Kenya to cheat successfully? All right? If you'd never known that, and that actually is the amount of money that you can channel towards development. Hey, listen, I am not here as a police, morality or moral police or something of sort. I'm here to talk about finance, and that is what I promised you on this channel. Anything that where the money goes, Joseph follows them and shows you this is where the money is, and this is where the things are getting wrong or out of your hand. All right? So anyway, today I'm gonna take you through exactly and explain to you why or why it costs 3,000 at an average of you to cheat. And by the way, this is quite a low amount of money. If you talk to people who are above actually somewhere in terms of income, they can use a whopping even 10, 20,000, even 40 to just do one cheating. All right. So anyway, stick around, watch this video to the end and understand why I always discourage this kind of attitude, because it's gonna get you into the ditch, and by the time you realize you do not have money, you do not have the morals, you probably don't have even your marriage and all those kind of things. So it's actually a loss on top of the other. All right. Anyway, by the way, before I actually show you how it goes, do you know that I usually post a video each and every day talking about money, how to make it, how to save it, how to invest it, be it either online, conventional way, and all those kind of things. And if you would like not to miss any of my good videos, all right, do this. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free of charge. Only 1 second, and I bet you got it. Down below there on your right, there is a small button written subscribe. It is in black. Hit that magical button. Turn that notification bell on, and as well, like this video. And by only doing that, a whole YouTube, can you imagine this? It will notify you whenever I upload any good videos, all right? So let's get into the business, because I know you're looking forward to getting that, all right? So point number one, let's take an example of an individual who is sitting in his house and he would like to get out there, get himself happy and all those kind of things. You can just imagine now, visualize that individual sitting on his couch. Now he's about to get out of the house and meet that lady that they've been chatting throughout the night, claiming like it's a co-worker and all those kind of things. All right. So it means that this guy cannot be able to bring that individual to his house. All right. Fine. Now, the point is this. Now, what are the alternatives that are remaining out there? Is you getting a room out there? Can it be on Airbnb? Can it be on booking.com? Can it be on a conventional hotel? And all those kind of things. Now, let's get this guy out of his house. He needs to get some money for the purposes of the transport. Probably the guy doesn't have a car. And if you have a car, probably the cost can actually skyrocket above what I've written on my board. All right, so let's assume the guy gets out of his house, and obviously it means that you need transport, say 100 Kenyan shillings to the point where you're meeting, or probably if it is far, you're gonna use quite a steep amount of money. Say you meet that lady, you get the hug and all those kind of things. Now, what is clicking in your head? Very number one, you're clicking is about getting yourself a lunch. All right. I don't know how fast you do these things, but anyway, the first thing you do is getting yourself a lunch. And obviously, we are talking about an average individual. You cannot take them to Villarosa, Kempinski, and all those intercontinental hotels and what have you. Obviously, you're gonna take them into quite a presentable hotel, and which you are about to devour 600 Kenyan shillings. And by the way, this is quite low. Don't think this is a huge amount of money. Yeah, I know there's somebody at Ushago saying, "Hey, I usually use like 120." Depends on where you're taking that individual. Say like an average of 600 Kenyan shillings. That's for your lunch. After you grabbed your lunch, then it means, and we are assuming the fact that you never send the fare for them to come and meet you. Probably you're an adult. Definitely they're adults as well. They can be able to pay for their fare and something of sort. All right. So you get your 600 Kenyan shillings for the purposes of your lunch. You get your lunch, you nice yourself, and remember, you got to be there before she. So meaning that you've already booked the room. And talking about the booking of the room, obviously you cannot take them to quite a decent places where it's inhabited with bed bugs and what have you. You're gonna get yourself quite a presentable place, even if it's not a high end, but quite a presentable place. Okay. Now you get your room of 1,500 Kenyan shillings. Now there you are. You have your room. Another point is this. Remember, you've taken a lunch of 600 Kenyan shillings. You've actually booked a room for 1,500 Kenyan shillings. And they did promise you the checkout will be at around 10 a.m. in the morning and all those kind of things. And you get into the room. I'm not going to discuss whatever happens in the room. The point here, I'm talking about money. And I'm going to show you exactly where men actually lose their money. All right, that money could have been channeled towards something else. Now, here we are. We've taken our lunch. We've taken our room. Whatever happens there, we show up in the morning. There is a breakfast. The room can actually incorporate the breakfast. If it's incorporated, the breakfast goes to around 2,000 and around. And remember, I'm talking about average figures here, guys. Their rooms even goes for 10K in a single night. All right. So you get your breakfast in the morning. Say you grab a breakfast worth 400 Kenyan shillings. Now we are talking about the apps of 2,000. 500. Right? You see where the money is going? Now, transport, of course, you did transport from one point to the other. I know it's early morning. I mean, let's say around 10 a.m. You're parting ways and all those kind of things. Remember one thing. Yesterday, when she was coming, you never paid the fare. So it means that right now you got to pay her for her transport. It's not really paying her, but it's like an appreciation. And probably the lowest you can go, and men can attest to this, the lowest you can go is 500 Kenyan shillings. And if she happens to come from far, definitely you have to fork out more. You can actually realize yourself you're parting ways with 1,000 bob to 1,500. So talking of a flat figure of 1,000 bob, your transport, her transport and all those kind of things, let's give it a flat figure of 1,000 bob. There you have your 3,500. It's gone. It's gone within a flashlight. It's gone. All right. Now, the point is this. There is a factor that I've actually ignored. Time. How much can you be able to make time? Time, actually, you lose a lot of it. If perhaps you were to direct or channel this energy towards you doing something with corresponding that amount of time that you have actually used, then it means you could have achieved more. Maybe not in a monetary aspect, but at least growing yourself, thinking about something, planning yourself, probably visiting maybe your family members, probably, all those kind of things. I mean, there was something that you could have done that is quite productive. But again, I don't want to be presumptive in this. I don't want to judge this individual. There might be a reason as to why they are doing exactly this. Maybe they do not have peace of mind, because men, we tend to find peace of mind outside the home. So before you actually open a mouth and judge this kind of an individual, ask yourself as a wife, then why did this guy compelled, or what compelled them to actually be in the situation that they are? Because majority of men actually suffer from what we call the peace of mind back from the home. You live in a home, probably could have gotten all what you're looking forward free of charge, right? And if you were to pay the 3,500 and maybe take your family somewhere, maybe that could be a plus. But the point is this. The point here is not about judging them. The point here is that as much as there is no peace of mind, it's also, there's not an open door for you to actually use the money, misdirect your money, and actually that cash could have been directed towards something. So say this individual actually does this each and every week. Each and every week, this individual does this. Then tell me what happens. In 2 weeks' times, you have your 7,000. In 3 weeks' times, you have your 10,500. In 4 weeks' time, basically a month, you have like 15, 14,000 around there. Now, the point is this. If a single month, you can actually use 15,000 towards cheating and all those kind of things. If you were to direct that money each and every month for the next 12 months, you can just imagine how much you'll be having at the end of that specific year. And then you ask yourself, then, where does my money go? You get cash each and every time you're on job, you're working, you're getting money, you're busy and all those kind of things. But then you keep on asking yourself, where is the progress? You cannot be able to see it. And this is where I always tell people, this actually it's a spillover from what we call a marriage that is not working. And probably most of the marriages nowadays, they do not work on the basis of finance. It is good to sit down with your partner, talk about money. Sometimes it's good to subject them to a test about the money. Ask them, hey, if today we access like $1 million, bob, 2 million, depends on the class that you guys are. You tell them, what can you do? Have you ever, can you start a business or not? And these are these are horrible questions to ask when you're already in a marriage thing. It's always good to engage in a conversation concerning these issues way before you actually call each other husband and wife. So that when you realize your partner is not really into investment, a partner is just an employee and all those guys, they have that employment mentality. Probably they may not be the best person to actually get on board with. Because most of the things, I know as an adult, let's just gather here for 1 second. Let's be sincere. One thing that you are supposed to understand is that marriage in most cases is affected by the most of the divorce things that you are hearing here and there. It's actually due to something that is called finance. It's because of money. People disagree. People people are not agreeing on some things. So the point is this: if you can guys come to a point whereby you agreeing, you have a conversation and say, hey, you know what? How much do you consume in a day? This is the amount of money we consume, okay? How much do you set aside in terms of investment? This is the amount of money that you set aside in terms of investment, okay? Okay, fine. Then what are our goals? Not my goals, not your goal. It's our goal. And then from there, you can be able to talk around and have a conversation that is actually a progressive one. But when we open our mouth, we've never talked about to them about money and all those kind of things, then we tend to feel like, hey, these guys are denying us the rights and all those kind of things. And I always tell people, Always ask your partner, what are they bringing on the table apart from the beauty, apart from, I don't know, biceps and triceps and all those kind of things and what have you. Don't be fooled by the things that actually defeats your feelings. Get things that actually grows you, things that actually can challenge you, criticize you, tell you, hey, we can't do this because if you do this, then this happens, and if this happens, then we can get yourself here or there. So the point is this, guys, I've actually tried to make this video quite interesting one, and just to shed some light on you and tell you some of the things that we tend to ignore, but actually our money goes. Yeah, you may do all this in the name of, hey, I don't have peace, and I'm doing this to actually cool myself and all those kind of things. Yeah, it's true. But you see, you're not treating the real problem. You're just doing what we call, you're taking the analgesics or the, should I call them the painkillers and what have you. You have not actually dealt with what we call the root problem. That's the reality, and that's a fact. So be very careful and actually incorporate the progressive way of handling issues rather than actually escaping on this perspective. No one is perfect, all right, including me. No one is perfect. They can get themselves into this, and men can attest to that. But that is not a call for us to do these things continuously and anyhowly. All right. And at this juncture, perhaps let me just introduce myself. I'm Joseph. Talk about money, talk about investment, anything related to exactly that. If this is your first time watching me, then consider subscribing and as well liking this video, because I talk about exactly that. And if you're out there, you're looking forward into getting some of the discussions and take through the consultations pertaining to the money, be it either you or with your partner, you can give me a call. My number is on the description of this specific video. You can give me a call. You guys, we can have a session, can be on online, we can do it through a Zoom, we can do it on Google Meet, we can do it on a WhatsApp video call. We have a session whereby we talk about investment, we talk about money, how to manage cash, and all those kind of things. Yeah, I'm not here to offer the moral aspect of the thing, but I'm here to offer the monetary aspect of that specific thing that you're doing out there. And do not forget as well, all those services, I offer them at an individual level, at a group level, and all those kind of things. And as well, I do have booklets about money management skills. I have booklets about investments, likes of the money market fund, treasury bills, bonds, shares, circles, all those kind of areas. And if you would like to as well invest on areas of conventional businesses like, salon, cosmetic, hardware, spare parts, and just any other business that you usually see around, I have ready business plans for all of them. Tell me which you want. A copy, it's only $280. You get yours, you get study, you get to know what is expected of you to start that business or an investment. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.